Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need any of us. We are all in desperate need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet look at how generous and kind Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to us. And this speaks to the nobility and generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Which leads me to the hadith that I wanted to share, which is narrated by At-Tirmidhi and Ibn Majah, that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Inna rabbakum hayyun karimun, yastahyi min abdihi idh rafa'a yadayh an yaruddahuma kha'ibatayn aw sifara aw kama qala an-nabiy sallallahu alaihi wasallam." That the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that your Lord is the most bashful and He is the most generous. And He becomes more bashful when the slave raises their hands to Allah, that He should return them empty-handed without having given the slave that which they asked for. What's really interesting when you look at the explanation of this hadith, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes bashful in front of the slave, and the slave should become even more bashful. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes bashful, or increases in His bashfulness rather, when the slave raises their hands to Allah. Likewise, the slave needs to increase in their bashfulness when they recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given me everything and He is requesting one thing from me, which is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that can truly not be done except by getting to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.